A new breed of actor has been born, and he's hungry for change, now more than ever. Join Taffy as he gets ready to set the screens on fire and change the game of cinema by becoming Taffy. After months of arduous script writing and preparations, Taffy now has a stellar story in hand. He now has to embark on the toughest part of his journey yet, snagging producers.
Rome wasn't built in a day, so that's what I tell myself every time I get too, lost in thoughts. But the hard part isn't that it's gonna take 1,000 days. The hard part is not knowing how many days exactly it's gonna take. Like, it could take another 3 days, but I want it in 1 day, and I'd be stressed about it, but I just gotta go 2 more days. So that's the hard part, like not knowing when. Because you know that it could take 1,000 days, but you just don't really know exactly how many days, and there's a possibility that it doesn't happen. So that's even more nerve-wracking. So it's like climbing a mountain, from the bottom. You don't know when you're gonna hit the summit, and that's just part of the course. So it's fun stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, it's not too easy. It's not for the faint-hearted. So a lot of these emails don't even work. So I spend about an hour to draft these emails, and within a second of sending them, it's undelivered email. It's pretty annoying, but it is what it is.
The mind and physique connection needed to play his role in this film requires unwavering dedication and unusual methods borrowed from mixed martial artists and pro athletes to achieve. Today, it will be in nature that Taffy will put in his sweat equity, using methods developed by combat athletes from the Russian Caucasus.
The role that I'm training for right now is an action role, and that's no surprise because physicality in action is always intrigued me and attracted me. But the problem I had this time was that while I was overseas, I lost a bunch of muscle, and that was replaced with fat. But at the time I didn't have the necessary facilities to test these stuff, and there was a day when I was in the men's and I saw my bicep hanging, and it was huge, but it was hanging, and I thought something's probably wrong. So I got into an extreme weight cut, and I got sick. I came down with a fever that lasted a little long, and I lost so much fat, and I just became just a gaunt person. And so now putting back that muscle, there is some muscle memory, but putting back that muscle took me about a year to date. Losing fat's easy, but putting on muscle is really hard, and it's a intense program that I put myself through that's not just focused on bodybuilding, but movement in general, explosiveness, flexibility, and all these things, because that's linked to fighting, and that role that I'm playing has a lot of fighting to do.
To reach the pinnacles of cinematic realism, a former marksman in uniformed service must unlearn his old knowledge with professional help and start anew.
Let's do a transition. First shot was in .81.
But this is a daunting task that pushes Taffy to his limits, making him feel like a freshman in a college he thought he'd once already graduated in.
I'm here today, tactical training, and although I'm a marksman, this is pretty new to me because when I serve in the uniformed services, we're basically dealing with static targets, and we're static as well. But here for drilling, a lot of movement, eye moving, the targets moving, and all these things. Now, this is not the same as like airsoft, because we're trying to mimic real life encounters where the fear of death is there for both parties. So I have to build into a muscle memory all of these movements so that when I go down and I play a scene or shooting, that I can hold that fear in my opponent as well, and I will do things force on force to neutralize the target. So we're bringing that set of realism, and for that having muscle memory, I gotta drill all the basics over and over again. The different movements, room clearing. Right now we're doing just the basics, stair, room entry, corner fence moves, but we're gonna move into more complex stuff and find targets and actually shooting them, so that we can get that realism there. So this is tough stuff, and we're trying best. It's hard stuff to just focus in and get into the zone and then hit the target. So